Hi, I'm Ben Thomas from MLA, and standing at the edge of 2016, Australian beef looks set for another year of extremes, but more of the same it certainly isn't. This is the year Australian production takes its biggest drop in decades, and recent history shows us why. Here's what we called normal quarterly beef production before 2013, but since then, beef output at levels never seen before. Now, production always comes down to two numbers: how many cattle we process times how heavy they were. Now, average carcass weight's been on the up for more than 40 years and shows no sign of stopping soon. Remember that for later. On the other side, numbers of adult cattle slaughtered for the past 3 years has been at levels not seen since the late 70s. And this is where the story really begins, because for the next 2 years, our analysis has numbers dropping as low as the mid-90s and building only slowly from there. There's proof the contraction is already happening, with eastern states' weekly kill unable to sustain peak levels of a year ago, and clearly headed lower during 2015. But here's the trump card: erosion of the national herd. Record live exports and slaughter volumes dragging it down 1.5 million head in 2015. We forecast it'll fall to its lowest in over 20 years by 2017, before building slowly. Closing the loop to the outlook for production of meat then, here's that big fall in 2016 we talked about, down 13%, but we see production rebuilding much more rapidly than the herd or numbers processed for the rest of the decade. Why? Well, remember those increasing carcass weights? More beef per head. That carcass weight effect will be helped by grain feeding, with Australian feedlots currently packing kilos onto 960,000 head. We don't see that falling below 900,000 head this year. Looking at where our beef is consumed, on our forecast, the drop in production will have its biggest impact on export volumes. Why there and not the domestic market? Well, 2015's massive export demand and resulting high prices have already forced a sharp drop in the amount of beef remaining on the domestic market. Our view is that domestic consumption will hold at that level for now and increase from next year. An Aussie dollar in the mid to high 60s, as predicted, would keep export markets very hungry, but that's balanced by supply competition from Brazil and resurgent US domestic poultry, pork and beef supply. So, for the foreseeable future, market conditions look very positive for cattle producers, and if the early part of the year brings at least median rainfall where the Bureau's current outlook indicates, that would only act as a catalyst for prices to rise even further. The info in this video is drawn from our annual cattle industry projections report, compiled from data assembled by MLA's 26 livestock market offices Australia-wide, our overseas offices, and our team of market analysts here in Sydney. You can see all our market info, including the full projections report, at the MLA website, or try the MLA Market Info app on your smartphone. See you next time.